Well, hey there, thanks for stopping by. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name's Robbie Greer, Rusticated-Art. Now today we're going to be doing part 2 of Grandma's Secret Shed. Now it's a time lapse again, and I've just kept it down to, I don't know, 12-13 minutes. Just so you'll be able to stay and watch the whole thing right through, because I'll be giving you plenty of hints and plenty of tips to help you draw the things that I love to draw, you know. And it's just a matter of using the 3 P's, to be honest. It's patience, perseverance and practice. And if you can get all those 3, and we've all got them, then you'll get there. It's one of those drawings where you just take your time, because there's a lot of detail in drawing all the foliage and trying to get the leaves and the darks and the tones and the lights, trying to get them all together. So what do you reckon? Come on in.
Alright, so just folding up the reference photo so I know what grid I'm actually trying to draw in. And using the cutout again, I honestly find it just enables me to focus on the area concerned, especially when you're doing a drawing that involves a lot of detail. I just find that otherwise I just keep wandering off all over the place. It just helps to keep me focused. Now we're just going in now and just merging them, putting in some of the exterior of the actual shed there, the boards. Now I'm using an HB mechanical pencil. It's a little bit darker. And we take bits out. That's a smaller lead in that pencil. That was an 0.5. Always just going in, putting bits in, taking bits out. We're just slowly building up the layers. We've sort of got to the stage where we're a bit past the underdrawing in this area here, and now we're just going in with the detail. Putting in a few more weatherboards. And honestly, it's all about having the patience and practicing and the perseverance, the 3 P's. You'll hear me go on about it quite a bit, but that's really all it takes. Oh, I used to love this area. Seriously, it really got me going on my artistic journey. Just all the beautiful nature around and the old buildings, and I actually Tristram the shepherd, he used to now and again he'd bring me over a lamb that needed fostering because the mother had died, and I'll never forget one time there he bought me a skinny little lamb, and she was blind. Well, I don't know if she was blind, but she kept running into things anyway. Anyway, over the time she got bigger and that. Now, have you ever thought there was such a thing with animals that, that animals are just dumb? Well, I called that lamb Molly. And when she got a lot bigger, we'd get other lambs as well just to foster them and that. And anyway, one day she was standing outside my door, and I could hear her bleating away. She would have been about a year old, and bleating away. I thought, oh, what's wrong with her? So I went out there and said, "What's that, Molly?" And she turned around and walked away, and walked over to the other side of my section. It was about an acre behind the bushes and that. And there in the corner was this ram lamb that had all tangled up in his all tangled up in all his vines and stuff. It was strangling them. And she had, I don't know, the savvy or whatever to come and get me. to let me know. So, you know, I've never ever thought about animals as being dumb. They know what's going on, alright. Anyway, back to the drawing. I'm slowly just putting in leaves and foliage and just creating the texture. Yeah, I've never forgotten Molly. Oh, we had a few. I got a few. We were like a foster care sort of place. They used to come and drop off old sheep that were old that no one wanted. And you couldn't eat them. I used to just make sure they got fed and looked after. And I reckon if you're ever going to eat your animals, don't name them. So they never got eaten. Because there was another one there called Ina. Called her Ina after Ina Sharples. Coronation Street. Is it Coronation Street? Yeah. She was old. Hardly any teeth. But she got well looked after. A lot of this is quite repetitive, and but it has to be. See, now I'm going back in over the underdrawing and just putting in the detail. Got a few vines, stems growing up through there, the leaves obviously growing off of. You notice I've always got my hand rested on a bit of paper, a bit of tissue paper, because otherwise you just smudge it, it goes everywhere. Making it dark so it's actually pushing it back. Well, it looks like the leaves are coming forward, because in the foreground I put in more detail on the leaves because they're closer to the viewer. And the door. I don't know what happened to my ruler. Anyway, my cutout did the job just as good. I don't want the lines too straight. Now I'm just gonna start doing the grassy area down the bottom left, just to show you how I go about drawing the grass. It's just a series of, not so much flicks, but try to keep the pencil as long as I can on the paper. Yeah, so as you can see, it's just a matter of just putting it down, being patient, but just putting down the graphite and trying to create the shapes that you want to create. I mean, you're in control. You've got the pencil. If you don't like it, just erase it. So we're just making it a little bit darker because it's in shadow in that area. Now what I'm doing here is I'm just showing you. I keep rotating the pen, the pencil, and I use the clip so I know how much I've turned it. It just helps to keep it nice and sharp. You can't sharpen these with a pencil sharpener, obviously. But sometimes I use a bit of sandpaper if I really want it even finer, without having to go to a smaller polymer lead, because they do break quite easy. Even this one, even that one, the 5.5 breaks easy. I'm using an HB there, mechanical, and that's a little bit darker. We're just trying to get into, well, we're actually getting into the highlighting now. We're going over the overdrawing, or the underdrawing I should say. Slowly just putting in a bit more detail. It's like we're bringing it forward by making it darker. That pushes the leaves forward. Just bring it in a bit closer for you. The grass here is a little bit different. It's longer in parts, and really it's just a matter of trying to well, it's about contrast, and to do that I just sharpened up my combo just so I can get a bit of a finer edge, because I want to just make that grass so that it does look longer. And I'm going in now just darkening up, well, it's like creating a background. And you know, we're just using a pencil and a flat piece of paper, so and we're not using colour, so we have to use the different tones to be able to give it the dimension, or give it any sort of dimension. So it's all about contrast. And if you look at the right hand side, you'll see there that you'll see there that to create the grass, it's just a matter of lights and darks, and taking out, putting in, taking out, putting in. And that gives quite a good realistic effect. I find. I'm just going under and around the leaves now, giving them a bit more definition. And as you see, the leaves are a bit bigger in the front. That just gives it the impression that it's more in the forward, you know, in the foreground. Just putting in a few more darks, using the HB mechanical pencil. I decided to leave it here for now, and then we will have a third part.
Well, thanks for watching to the end, and I hope you did get something out of it, because it really is, even though it might look very complicated because of all the foliage and everything, it's actually, when you break it down to square by square, it's not a hard drawing to do. You've just got to have the perseverance and the patience, and you've got to be able to practice. And I really do have fond memories of Rongotea. I lived there for what, 8 years, and I never got sick of the place. It was just, I just loved everything about it. I had my gardens there, and yeah, it was wonderful. Well, it wasn't the flashes of houses. Now, I do have other videos on how to go about drawing grass and things like that. If you just click on up there, yeah, that'll take you to some of my earlier videos where they're all about absolute beginners and all about drawing, just using basic shapes. Alright, but anyway, thanks for watching, and if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and that way you'll get notified every time a new video comes out. Alright, and be sure to come back to watch part 3, because what I'm going to do is it's going to be a short time-lapse one as well, or maybe not so much time-lapse, maybe I'll just show a little bit more detail, we'll see. But anyway, I think you'll find it'll just be adding the finishing touches to Grandma's Secret Shed. Alright, well thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.